Planners and bullet journals, art projects, organized planner chic.
Well, hello, Planner Babes, and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. I publish 1 to 2 recorded videos per week on planning, junk journaling, craft room organization, and related shopping hauls. I also post an additional live video most weeks. And I want to thank all my Patreon members who help make it possible to create videos like this. Well, thank you guys so much, and if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. Okay, Planner Babes, let's finally dive into this junk journal. I have been putting it together from my recent travels, which you've probably heard about if you follow my channel, and now I'm ready to share all of it with you guys. So recently my family went to Hawaii in honor of my father-in-law. It was a Riles Memorial family reunion, and we were supposed to go in June of 2020, but because of COVID and all of the different restrictions, we went in December of 2021. And so I'm going to share everything with you guys. So I'm going to talk about the cover here toward the end, and that'll make sense. And so here in the very front, it's a couple of simple pages, and it's because I got this beautiful travel journal from one of my subscribers and Patreon members, Etta. Thank you so much, Etta. And it was super cute, and I wanted to use it in here because I had already put together most of the other pages, and so I tore it out of there, and I didn't want to share all of my finances in the video, so I left it blank. But it is an expense tracker, this part, and so it has a trip duration there, so I have the dates for that, and then it has a place for transportation, accommodations, and total budget. And when we get to another page, you'll see a couple of other things that it has also included in there. And so because we went in December, I decided to add a few little Christmas type of details on the dates that surrounded Christmas. So you'll see a little bit more of that as we go on. But for the tab in the very front, I had created some paper Christmas ornaments, and I shared that in a short on my channel and also on Instagram, and I created them for my Patreon members. And then I just decided to cut some out, print them and cut them out and make them and add them to this junk journal. So I have here Riles Memorial Reunion, Honolulu, Hawaii, December 20th through 28th, 2021. And then I just glued it on there with my Dollar Tree permanent double-sided tape, which you guys know I love. And then I put, I left the little string. This is embroidery thread because I thought it would be really cute because it is a junk journal, and I love when things are sticking out of a junk journal. Okay, so then here underneath it is actually an envelope that I can put stuff in. I don't have anything to put in this one right at this moment, but it is one of the items that I got from Daiso while I was there in Hawaii, and I was super excited to go to Daiso because I've never been. I always hear about it on YouTube, but I finally got to go to a Daiso. So this is really pretty. If you're not familiar with Daiso, it's a Japanese stationery store. It actually has other things, not just stationery as well though, but it has wonderful stationery, and everything is $1.50 unless it's otherwise marked. So this is really beautiful. It's got like a mountain and a red sun back there, and I thought that would be great to put in this space because the expense tracker covered the rest. Then I still had a little bit of space right here, so I used some of my washi tape that I already had, a couple of different strips. This one's from Dollar Tree, and I don't remember, I want to say the skinny one was from Michael's. So that's that first page, which I will populate after the video. And then here, because I had originally intended to use this insert totally for something else, it was going to be for other different Christmas things, I did a little pen sketch on here, and I started coloring it with Prismacolor color pencils. Yeah, so I did that, but I left it because I didn't have time after we got on our trip to finish color it. And so then I decided, because we were there around Christmas and I had this on this side, to add some things here. So these were a couple of more ornaments that I had created for my Patreon members with string on them. And this was actually a greeting card from one of my neighbors, which I think is so beautiful. It says, "Oh Holy Night," and it has Joseph and Mary and baby Jesus. And then I just took a Tombow dual brush pen and wrote "Christmas in Hawaii." Hawaii right underneath it. And then I went over it with a Pigma Micron. Yeah, so I still have this to color, which I do intend to do at some point in time. So I had sketched and wrote this was a living room decor that I had planned for this section of the living room. And then I just added an arrow that said at home in Arizona because that was not where I was for Christmas. Okay, and then on this other side is the other page that I was telling you guys about that came from the travel journal that Etta sent me. And so this one says activities, the item and the amount, and miscellaneous item and amount. So if we go back to this page, it had food and drink item and amount, okay? And then it had accommodations item and amount and total, and transportation item and amount and total. All right, so then I decided to go ahead and leave this section right next to it empty and open so that if there are any other dollar amounts that I need to add that won't fit somewhere else, then I'll have room to do it. And if I wind up not needing it for that, then I'll go ahead and decorate it with something. And so this is the spread that I created live while I was still in Hawaii. And it's just kind of a summation of everything that happened there. So this was the bracelet that we got after we met all of the requirements. We had to check in at the airport in Denver to be able to get right through the airport when we got in Hawaii, because they have a lot of restrictions for going in Hawaii because of COVID. And then this was the Bishop Museum that we went to. This was a barcode we had to use to get a virtual inspection, I guess was the word, with someone to double check us for being safe to go in Hawaii. And then these were a couple of samples, or not, a couple of pieces of things that I cut out, these 3 things from the Japanese grocery store that was right down the street from the hotel. These are my favorite things. I had mango, dried mango, which was so delicious. And these were like potato chips that were shaped like little O's, and they were delicious. And then some wonderful matcha green tea. And then this is a piece of a postcard that I got from the Bishop Museum. They had a bunch of different vintage looking postcards. And then this was a bakery there, Duke's Lane Bakery. And then this was they gave us a teeny tiny little water cup when we went on the glass bottom boat tour, and this was the top of it. And then this is paper from Daiso, and so is this. This is another little envelope that I got from Daiso. And inside of it, I have this little card from the ABC store, because they said if you buy $100 or more, you can choose a reusable bag, coffee mug, or calendar, and etc. More gifts after you spend more money. And so I actually got a really nice mug because I went to that store a lot. And then this is just a sticky note that came from one of the ABC stores. It's Hello Kitty Hawaii. And then I just wrote on here Ryle's Family Memorial Reunion and the dates. And then this spread is our travel day, and so I started working on this on a live, and I didn't finish it, so you guys can check out that video as well. And then this was a sticky note from one of the ABC stores as well. I think it's so cute, and I wrote our travel day on here, Monday, December 20th, and then we traveled from Phoenix to Denver, and then Denver to Honolulu. And then this was just a tag from something I bought, and I don't remember what it was, but I thought it was super cute and it had to go in here. And then this is my husband. Of course, both of us are here with our masks at the airport, waiting to leave, I think, Phoenix. And then this is my daughter with me and my son with me. Yeah. And then this was a top of some Pringles type chips from the Japanese grocery store. And then this is another little tag from the ABC store, because the first day that we got there, which was Monday, then we went to get some groceries, some food, and they do actually have food at the ABC stores. It's not a grocery store, but it's kind of like a giant convenience store with a bunch of souvenirs, or more of a giant souvenir store with also kind of combined a convenience store and a tiny bit of a grocery store maybe. And so they do have food in there, and so we got some stuff there that night. And then this is just information on the hotel. So this was the green top for the sour cream and onion chips. And then this was, I forgot to take a picture of the front of the hotel, but I did take pictures of our view from the hotel. So this is our ocean view there in one section. This is the city view. And then this is another ocean view if you're facing a different side of our balcony. Yeah. And then this washi tape came from the Daiso store. And then this is another piece of that same vintage card that was right here. Yeah, that's the other half of the card. And then this another view outside of our, where you could really see the pretty sky outside of our hotel. And then this was how I kind of tracked or kept up with all of our snacks and stuff that we could use hot water to eat to save money on our food. And so I used my carry-on suitcase, my carry-on suitcase, and I opened it up and put all of the different snacks and all of the bowls with noodles that we could heat up using the coffee pot, the Keurig pot that was in our room. And then I bought a bunch of fresh vegetables and put those all in the refrigerator that was in our room. The hotel also gave us this where we could use a barcode scan to listen to some Hawaiian music. And then the next day, on Tuesday, we went to the Bishop, or some of us went to the Bishop Museum, which is a museum all about Hawaii and the history of it and the culture and the different cultures that are part of it. And so I really enjoyed that. And this is one of the postcards that I got from there, one of the vintage styles. And then they had a wonderful section. You know how museums tend to have sections that travel, that aren't in the same museum all the time. And so this one was about the Samoan culture, in particular, the tattoo history and culture there. And so I took pictures of different tattoo artists. This was a prominent one, a picture of the historical method for doing tattooing. This was a way that they carried water. This was tattooing this was kind of information on the designs and why they do those tattoos. This is for how they did paper, or how they made things out of paper. I can't remember what they used to make the paper with. And this was a person with tattoos. This was kind of a totem pole. I can't remember the information on this one actually. And this was another one of the water things. And then this was a beautiful painting about a battle between different tribes. And then this was, they didn't have the information that I could capture. They had like a little video, but I missed it on what this represented, but it's beautiful, beautiful art. So that's there. And then here we have Wednesday is when we went to the Daiso store. So it was me and then my daughter and 3 of my nieces. And then I got this beautiful envelope for the Daiso store. And then this is just the inside of some packaging where I got some postcards. I gave my Patreon members a bunch of different stationery from Hawaii. And so this was the inside of one of those postcards that they got. And I just put it in this envelope because it's got the pretty palm tree on there and it sticks out. And then this was also part of that same package and I just glued it on there. And then these are all of the washi tapes that I got from Daiso. And I actually only bought, I think, 2 or 3 packages, but all of them had, I think 3, but 2 of them also had skinny washis with them. And then also bought a bunch of alcohol markers and highlighters. And so I just did a little swatch of those so I could keep track of what I got there in this junk journal. And then this paper was also from Daiso. And I just folded it up, like I didn't need the whole thing to fill this page. So I just folded it up and I glued the 2 sides with some adhesive tape. And then I put this with some, what do you call it? A sticky note? No, it wasn't a sticky note, I don't think. I think it was just like a notepad. And I cut it down to fit on top of that. And then here, these 2 things actually came from the ABC store, but I just felt like something needed to go there. So I put those on there, but everything else came from Daiso. And then on Thursday was the family memorial reunion. And so I covered up this because this picture has some children in it. And then everybody else, there's my husband and my father-in-law is retired military. So they did the flag ceremony. And this is all 6 kids. So the 2 that I gave birth to, and then the 4 that were before me, and we're all one big happy family. And then my brother-in-law and his kids are all adults. Everybody, when I say kids, they're all adults. No, I covered up the kids. And then my mother-in-law and my husband, and I think they look like twins. They look exactly alike to me. Tell me what you guys think. And then on Friday, we went to the Glass Bottom boat tour, which was really wonderful and beautiful and relaxing. I didn't see any fish through the glass bottom, let me tell you that. But I did see a few off the side of the boat, and that was it. But just riding out there on the water and the waves was beautiful and relaxing, and we got really good skyline, or what do you call it? Yeah, skyline views, but shoreline views. Yeah. So this was a beautiful one. This one's probably my favorite one. These are actually mountains right there. And then this one. Yeah. And then my daughter just taking in the sun, and me just taking in the sun. And then this sticker came from the Van store. My daughter always gets a sticker from Van store when she travels, and she wears Vans. And I thought, I'll get me one too, right? And then here on Christmas Day, we went to a dinner cruise. And so I added some more of my paper ornaments, and that gives me some more string to stick out there. And then this paper, which is very pretty, came from a paper bag that Etta also sent me. Thank you, Etta. And then this is a sticker that I made a long time ago, along with this one. And then this one, and this one, and this one. And these all came from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago. And then this was a person doing some Hawaiian dance on the boat dinner cruise. This is the ship that we did the cruise on. And then this is a couple of other people doing that as well. And then also before the dinner cruise, my husband and I spent several hours at the beach, and a lot of other people did as well. And then this is just something I got this little bracelet that is a lei, like a Hawaiian lei, but it's using a nut. It's kukui nut, I think. And so this is the information. It says each genuine kukui nut is handpicked, finished, and polished to a high luster before it is strung into a lei, once worn by royalty of the Hawaiian monarchy. And that was from ABC Stores. It's written kind of like they're saying this particular lei was once worn by Hawaiian monarchy, but I think they were just saying that this particular type of lei using this nut was worn by the monarchy. And then that's just us taking little selfies out at the beach. And then these 3 stickers came from Hobby Lobby. And then this one I made, and then here's a couple more ornaments. And then this is a sarong that I got at the ABC store before we went out to the beach. And this is just the tag that came with it. Yeah. And then here, the last full day out there, my son and I walked a long way to a really beautiful park. And Hawaii has these amazing trees that look like about 50 trees that are all growing together. And so I took pictures of a bunch of them because each one is different and they're really beautiful. And so I was doing art right here and junk journaling. And here was my original pen sketch of my printable I created for my Patreon members based on my time in Hawaii. And then this is the final piece. Yeah, now, so this rest of this is empty. And I'm going to explain that because look how thick this is. Because I intended to just bring a different journal that would only be for journaling for Hawaii. Because when you're doing junk journaling in a traveler's notebook insert, you don't usually have as many pages as this is because it just gets like giant and it won't hold together. And so, but that's just the way it turned out. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do with the rest of this, because I'm not going to junk journal in it, and it's not going to be that particular necessarily any other travel stuff, but what I'm going to do is just sketch in the rest of these pages. And so what I decided to do on the front, because this says Hello Winter, then I'm going to use the rest of the pages to sketch and maybe journal, but not junk journal, maybe just writing journaling. So I put the dates from December 2021 to March 2022 because spring officially starts around the 20th, I think, 19th, 8th, the 19th, 20th, or 21st. I don't remember which one of March. So I'm just going to fill in the other pages with different sketches, personal work for me that I probably won't share. Yeah. And then that is it, you guys. Well, before we close today, I want to let you guys know that I am on Instagram at Organized Planner Chic, where I post all of my creative ventures and adventures. I also have 2 Facebook groups. The one for anyone around the world is called Organized Planner Chic Crew, and the local one is called Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and comment and share. It really helps my channel a lot, and it tells that YouTube algorithm to recommend my videos, and then we can grow our YouTube family. You guys, please take good care of yourself physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, and relationally, because those are all the different facets of our lives, and when one area suffers, they all suffer, you guys. So please take care of yourself, and please also pray for me as I will continue to pray for you. And you guys are such a blessing. Have a wonderful week or weekend, whatever day or time you're watching this video. And until next time, everyone, happy planning.